the Uber driver. It was a late night, and I was tired after a long day at work. I decided to take an Uber home instead of driving myself. I requested a ride, and a few minutes later, a black car pulled up in front of me. The driver was a young man with a friendly smile. "Hi, are you my name?" he asked. "Yes," I replied. "Okay, great, hop in," he said. I got into the car, and the driver started driving. We chatted for a bit about our day, and he seemed like a nice guy. But as we got further from my neighborhood, I started to feel uneasy. The streets were deserted, and the only sound was the engine of the car. "How much longer is it?" I asked. "About 10 minutes," the driver replied. I tried to relax, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. I looked out the window, and the darkness outside seemed to press in on the car. "Are you sure we're going the right way?" I asked. "Yes," the driver replied. "This is a shortcut." I didn't believe him. I had never seen this road before. I started to panic. Please let me out," I said. The driver ignored me. He just kept driving. I tried to open the door, but it was locked. I started yelling and banging on the window. "Help, let me out," I screamed. The driver didn't even flinch. He just kept driving. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. I was trapped in a car with a stranger, and he was taking me somewhere I didn't want to go. Suddenly, the driver stopped the car. He turned around and looked at me. His eyes were cold and black. "Why are you trying to escape?" he asked. I was too scared to speak. "I'm not your Uber driver," he said. "I'm something else." I didn't know what to believe. I was terrified. "Please let me go," I begged. He smiled. "Not until I'm done with you," he said. He reached out and grabbed my arm. I tried to pull away, but he was too strong. He dragged me out of the car and into the woods. I screamed for help, but no one could hear me. He dragged me deeper into the woods until we came to a clearing. There was a large rock in the middle of the clearing, and he tied me to it. "What are you going to do to me?" I asked. He smiled. "I'm going to make you one of us," he said. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a knife. I closed my eyes and waited for the end, but the end never came. Instead, I heard a noise. It was the sound of someone running. The man looked up, and I saw that he was scared. He turned and ran back into the woods. A few seconds later, a man appeared in the clearing. He was holding a flashlight. "Are you okay?" he asked. I nodded. He cut me loose from the rock, and I collapsed to the ground. He helped me to my feet, and we walked back to the road. He drove me home, and I called the police. They never caught the man who tried to kidnap me, but I still think about him sometimes. I wonder what would have happened if that other man hadn't shown up. I wonder if I would still be alive, and I still wonder what he meant when he said he was going to make me one of them.